Whispers falling silently drifts on the wind. I hear you, our journey, now a memory fading from sight. But I see you unbroken, promises we made so long ago. You're still here, unspoken, requiem for a river of tears, flowing, winding to an eternal sea. And yet our hope remains, guiding, lighting the way. No time for mourning rises on the memory born from the ashes, with the heavens to sunset, blood-red skies tranquil after the storm. Blessed shadow, turning, winding, always night follows day. The sun will shine again. Walk on, never look back. forge ahead till the end. We pray.
Thank you guys. And there we go. There we go. All right. What's going on, guys? Hello, hello, hello. Hope everybody's having a
Hello?
wonderful
Hello?
night.
Like I just put Aaron Yeager as confused.
That's.
Aaron Yeager.
I was like, you know what? This sounds good. This looks good. This looks
Yeah,
good.
it's good enough.
Yeah. And then we have Mario, who's in Dickieville, or whatever the hell that place is called.
Yeah, look at him. He's so happy.
He's so
We'll
happy.
explain why he's in Dickieville during the podcast. But Mario's in Dickieville right now.
You guys with your weird names, these places.
Apparently it's circa fucking 1772. So whoever was born that year, their weird names.
It's got to be the owner, or not the owner, the founder of it. His name is probably Dickie.
Dickie.
Yeah.
Hey, what up, Richard? Call me Dickie.
How you doing, Carlos? How you doing, buddy?
Yo, what up, Carlos?
100%. 100%.
I've been reading way too much of a specific fanfic that saying Dickie as a name was not a surprise to me at all.
Okay.
All right. Whenever you guys are ready, let me know.
I'm ready, my dude. Take
You
it
ready?
away.
Let's just jump right into this. All
I
right.
should probably stop the music.
There's music. Oh, I have a mute. I have the YouTube
Oh,
videos
that's a
fucking
Persona
muted.
music happening. Okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
My health.
That's good music though. Put that shit back on. I don't want to hear myself.
All right.
All
we're
right,
good.
my friends. Ready? All right. Hello, and welcome to the Point in Progress podcast, episode 68. Your podcast talking about Destiny 2, the Oscars, and Michelle Yeoh. Get your ass over here, because I'm going to progress your fucking face in. Roll the intro, Harv.
Demonetized. Just like that.
Fuck. Damn it. Funny enough, they laxed it a little bit. I heard on Linus
Yeah,
Tech Tips. They've
Yeah, but you can't say the F word in the
dialed it
first
back a little
15 seconds.
I mean, you know what? To be fair, I didn't even put that in the intro. It just rolled off the tongue.
It just
just
rolled off the
happened.
tongue, yeah.
Didn't even write that
man.
in there. All right, so our first order of business, as always, today, we're going to move straight into the checkpoint here. We do have some housekeeping. Obviously, we're missing two of our podcast members today. Fee is currently working on a new game and apparently got kidnapped by the U-Star Ben Badgley. I think that's how you say his name, right? Ben Badgley?
Pen.
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 Like
Pen
a
Badgley.
pen.
Yeah.
Like,
Writing
oh, okay, yeah,
writing
no,
on a pen.
my dyslexia kicked in. I read that as a B.
Me
Pen
too.
Badgley over
you
here.
said it like that, and then my brain said, "Yep, that's correct."
I think it flipped. I think it put the B where it wasn't supposed to. Yeah, she's been U'd, so she's probably in a glass box somewhere in New York. Good luck there, soldier. I don't know what the hell you can do. Get stuck
I mean,
in a glass box.
there's one in New York, there's one in LA, there's one in the
Oh,
UK
there's
now.
There's multiple glass boxes. Oh,
Every
shit.
season there's a glass box.
I have not seen you yet, so I'm not too sure. But all I know is I saw that one
Okay.
episode you guys were watching, and somebody was in a glass box with some books.
She's kidnapped in a glass box while somebody writes a gossip site about random high schoolers.
It's quite the show. It's quite the show.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll probably talk about that at some point. I know Fee and you and Fee have been watching that show, correct? Like a lot lately.
I mean, a lot. Like we're almost done because it's weird what they did with the season is that they released the first half and then released the second half the next month. Guys, just release the entire goddamn show. Just release the entire thing, okay? No, like you're not gonna get like a influx of people watching your show the second time around. Just
Yeah.
release
Anybody
the
who's
show.
there at the end, if they're there at the end, they're there to watch. They're your loyal fan base. Just put the fucking thing out. You know what I mean? Nobody likes to wait.
Exactly. Just release the show. But yeah, we're
Yeah.
on the final episode of the season. So I'm excited to see how it ends. It's been a decent season. It's been a decent season. We kind of called everything that was going to happen this season, which is kind of disappointing. But if you want some murder stalker person kind of show, then this is the one.
Yeah, I read a tweet
With a lot
the
of
other
British
day-
accents.
a lot of British accents. I read a tweet the other day that said the character's finally gonna get what's coming to them, and I'm like, it's like all the way then. Damn, okay.
I mean,
Season 5 has not yet been confirmed, but
Hmm.
apparently yesterday, the infamous Penn Badgley had a pull quote that he said something about season 5 potentially being like the grand finale of the show or whatever.
Interesting.
So I did have
Would
to
you-
look it up for a friend who texted me saying, hey, can you check if season 3 has been confirmed or not? Because they're on the second to last episode and didn't want any spoilers or anything to pop up. So I
Got it.
literally just Googled this before we hopped on the show.
Oh, okay. Nice. And then on the topic of kidnappings and other things, Mario has been recruited by FEMA. So I put him on. Everybody knows that I secretly work for FEMA. I've been
secretly.
I've been the secret FEMA psyop this whole time. And Mario was like, "Hey, can you give me a job?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" So now he's training in our facilities in Dickneyville. Dickneyville? Yeah, Dickeyville.
Dickneyville.
Dickneyville, like
Wow.
Stickneyville, you know what I mean? But
Hard.
Dickeyville.
Oh my god.
He's training in Dickeyville, so that's a photo he sent me over there. That's a nice photo of him. He's right in front of the Dickeyville sign, and he's gonna learn how to kidnap people.
If it looks exactly like the picture he posted on Twitter earlier today, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, no, that was actually so. If you go on Mario's Twitter, he actually posted the same picture earlier, except we have this thing in FEMA where if you're obviously showing our facilities, then we Photoshop it and make it look like something else. So we made it look like something dumb, like some fucking Pepsi machine or something like that.
You're saying a Pepsi machine is dumb? Is that what's happening right now?
We just threw any kind of stock photo that we had that we found on Google on it, and kind of this is the real photo right here.
That's why Aaron Yeager is there, guys, because
Yeah, Aaron,
it's a sign. It's a sign.
yeah, he's too busy rumbling right now, so he's not really talking. But yeah,
Oh, is that what's happening in Dickeyville?
yeah, there's a rumbling going on over there.
A royal rumbling?
No, just a rumbling in
Oh,
general.
just a rumbling? Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of people are getting trampled by titans. So
Wait, why is he in
prayers to the
Dickeyville?
people. I don't know, man, dude. Do I look like Aaron Yeager to you? Do I?
No,
the answers for
you
Aaron
literally
Yeager?
said before the podcast, you're like, I could tell you guys why he's in Dickeyville, and I was like, okay,
Oh,
that's
I
kind
can't
of
tell you
cool.
for sure why he's in Dickeyville. I think there's a concert going on over there. Or something
Oh,
like that. Like,
okay.
actually, yeah. Like, jokes
That would
aside, I
make
think pretty
sense.
sure there's like a concert or something going on over there.
I was very
But
confused.
I don't even know where Dickeyville is. Like,
There's
somebody
probably
look that up for
like
me, 'cause
9 Dickeyvilles in just
Oh, dude.
like
this man just ended up in Ohio or something like that. I don't know. But on that note,
Apparently, it's a small, friendly town considered by some as a bedroom community.
bedroom
bedroom?
community.
What the fuck is a bedroom community?
No idea. But apparently,
Do they
there's
all
a
sleep? They all sleep in the same room? Or
Wisconsin.
some Last of Us situation here? We all sleep in the lodge?
Oh my god, a bedroom community. That's fucked up, dude.
What the fuck is a bedroom? I gotta look that up later. What is a bedroom community?
That's funny.
He's gotta be playing with us. But speaking of playing, let's talk about what we've been playing this week, my friends. Sly, let me hit you up first. I know you've been. I know. I've misjudged the amount of Marvel Snap you play, because at this point you play a lot more than I do, because I don't even fucking open the game
Oh,
anymore.
probably.
Um,
Fun fact for you, I didn't realize that a time change had happened because all the clocks I look at automatically change over until I realized that my Marvel Snap push notifications were arriving an hour later. So instead of being at 11 a.m. and then 7 p.m. and then 3 a.m., they were at 4 noon and 8. And that's how I
Oh.
noticed that the time change had happened.
I woke up that morning and I was just like, why does my stove say 7 but my phone says like 8?
True.
It's always the stove. The stove is the red herring every single
Yeah.
time. Because you look at your stove, you're like, that ain't right.
My stove says
Uh,
5:39
Somebody
right
must have
now.
changed the
Is that
stove
right?
before I looked at it, so I just had no clue.
I mean, it's an hour and 12 minutes off.
Oh my
So-
god. Fix your stove, man. That's like that is a definitive time teller.
Okay, I'm in the 21st century here, Frank. Okay, let's.
All right,
Okay,
look,
I'm not
all
like
right.
I'm not
You're
getting
older
I'm
than
not
me,
getting
but I
up.
still use my stove for.
I'm not
for
getting up
time.
and lighting a lantern to like get to my fucking living room and looking at my stove to see what time it is. Okay.
Well, you don't tell me you pull out a candle, get the little like fucking
No,
holder, and just walk around
no.
with it everywhere. Like a
I don't do
lantern?
that.
Oil lamp.
Yeah.
An oil lamp.
I don't like start hitting some wood for like my wood fire when I get into the living room.
Start
Okay.
punching trees and shit like it's Minecraft. But yeah, Sly, tell me about Marvel Snap. What have you been up to in the game?
Yeah, I continue my streak of not giving a fuck about rank and just having
Mhm.
fun doing like the daily challenges and the like season pass, whatever. I again haven't bought a season pass since the first one. I just get like all the free shit from things. My like collection level is over 2000 and I didn't notice when it hit 2000. I was a little sad that I didn't get to see that. But yeah, something I've been really enjoying lately is a couple weeks ago, I made a deck that I just put all of my favorite like variants of my prettiest cards into a deck. And I was like, I'm sure this won't play well. I'm just going to do this so I can have like pretty things to look at while I'm playing this game, right? And it turns out to be like a really solid deck for me. It's doing pretty well. It's not like perfect by any means. So this is your sign to go ahead and make a dump deck in Marvel Snap of all of your prettiest variants and have fun with it. Cause I get so many like the like face reactions with the like star eyes when I play one of my cool variants. And that is way cooler than having like a super high like rank every
Yeah.
season. So I've been really enjoying the validation I've been getting from people appreciating my pretty cards in Marvel Snap.
That's cool. There's a lot of really cool cards in Marvel Snap. I want all of the cool cards, but like some of the cool cards cost money, and I'm like, nah, fam. My goal is to
I-
never spend money on a mobile game. So
I have not spent besides the first season pass, which I didn't even buy until I had maxed out the like 50, and it goes
Mhm.
past 50, but once you hit 50 you get all the shit. But since then I have not spent a single cent, but I had so much fucking gold
Oh,
that
yeah,
I just collected that when the Valentine's Day packs, it was a Wanda and Vision pack and Daredevil and Electra pack. I bought like both of them. I spent like 4,000 gold because I was like,
Nice.
I've never spent this gold before. I might as well.
I'm actually kind of
And
curious.
then
I wonder how
picked
much
up-
gold I have. I haven't bought anything either.
Yeah, I picked up a really cool Gamora variant, but other than that, I like barely spend my gold. I barely spend my collector tokens. So like, I don't know. I'm just there to have a good time.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
the whole thing, right? Like it's there's two kinds of players. There's players that are like that, like the
Mhm.
rank play, and the other players they like more of just the casual side of it, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly, once the meta started getting kind of established, I kind of dropped off.
Yeah,
I honestly don't like it when games like that have a meta. Like
exactly.
it makes it not fun because it's like, okay, you're chasing the meta then, and when you start having to constantly chase the meta, it just devalues the game for me. It's like, okay, well, we're just doing the same thing over and over again. I like it when you can actually like straight up like just do some wacky shit and still be
Mhm.
good in the game. You know what I mean? Which you still can. You still
And
100%
yeah,
can,
you
but it depends on
can.
the other player you're playing against. If they're meta, there's a good chance you're gonna lose. Just how it is.
Yeah, which is why I also have like 15 different decks for like whatever play style, or actually like if there's like a like specific challenge, like play a certain number of this power cards or like draw a certain amount of cards. I have like decks for each of those that I'll use. But like I just really like that I can have like a million different like decks put together, and I'll be like, ooh, I'm in a destruction mood, or I'm gonna play my all women cards on reveal deck, or I'm gonna play my one energy deck or whatever. Like, it's just like whatever's the vibe, I can play a completely different play style, and all of them are like pretty solid. Like, I'm not winning every match by any means, but I'm doing like solidly. I'm usually in like the 30s rank wise, so it's not like I'm like horribly losing or anything. But yeah, I don't know. It's just fun. That's been the vibe lately.
Have you played any of the Marvel Snap, Harv, or ain't your
No.
thing, right?
No.
No.
Card games aren't my thing. Two, mobile games usually aren't my thing either. So
But yeah, I know there was, speaking of mobile games, man, that fucking Persona announcement, am I right? Anyway, Harv, you've been playing one of my favorite games of all time. My on and off X video game.
Your problematic
Take it away.
fave.
Yeah.
My
ex-boyfriend.
problematic fave that I'll probably eventually jump back into, either I keep saying I won't.
yeah, I've been playing a lot of Destiny 2 lately. I made a review on Lightfall. A lot of Destiny people did not like the review that I made for Lightfall.
I mean, I'll be
doing
as a Destiny
great.
player who's a fucking hardcore, like, I love this game and I also hate it. I can tell you there's always been problems with Destiny. So the people who hate on it are probably people who are like so indoctrinated in it that they don't even notice the problems anymore.
Yeah. But I played the main reason I'm still playing is because I want to do the raid, which dropped last week, I think it was. We tried it on contest mode, which is like the hardest mode. Like, it puts you 20 light levels below. We tried that. We got to the second encounter, which was kind of surprising because we thought we wouldn't even pass. Like, there's there's 4 phases to it, 4 encounters inside the entire raid. So there's 4 fights in a way. We got through the first one, which was pretty good, honestly. It took us about an hour and a half, I think, to get through the first one, and then we were hitting the next one for a good 2 hours. Couldn't get done, but that's because they're bugs in these raids.
Yeah.
I don't know if they playtest these raids
They're
or something,
bugs.
but they but like, if you're smashing your head against the wall for like 2.5 hours and like you're hitting bugs, it's just like, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do about it?
Yeah, like if an enemy doesn't spawn and you're like 20 minutes into an encounter, like what are you supposed to do? You got to re-roll. You got to reset.
Yeah, you gotta reset. One of our buffs stopped like working, and then we had to like leave the instance, come back in. It's just a pain in the ass. But
There's a lot of complicated shit usually happening in these raids. So, and at least in the back end of mechanics wise.
yeah.
So like it's no question that every now and again you're gonna get a fumble or two.
Yeah, so we didn't get it done, but then we went back in after contest mode was over. So you're like your regular. Everything is a pushover without contest mode. Like, you are literally steamrolling through these monsters, and it's so weird that like this is the difficulty that they went on. But I get it, because I think they want to make it more accessible to people that want to do raids. But the problem runs into is like, raiding content is supposed to be the hardest content you can possibly do, right?
Yeah.
And if it's like that easy, put another difficulty in for people that are gonna have like, keep contest mode all the time. Maybe put better rewards in contest mode instead of thing.
Wait,
but then
so contest mode doesn't have any like unique rewards?
you get a banner.
Man, fuck you, Bungie. What the hell? A fucking banner?
You get a banner.
You're shitting me.
No, you get a banner. That's what you get.
Nah, come on, fam. No. So at least, so you've probably already noticed there is certain things in the game that do have elevated difficulties, like nightfalls and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Those give you like exotics and like things you can only get within those harder difficulties. So for you to say like, oh, the conquest mode it only gives you a fucking like banner? Come on, guys.
But the thing is, like, master mode is not out yet, right? There's a master mode or something like that that's supposed to come out at some point.
Mode, so that's probably gonna have.
That'll probably have something else in there, yeah.
Okay, unfuck you, Bungie. I'm sorry.
But contest mode, it's only for 2 days of difficulty and stuff like that, right? Apparently, 45,000 people or 45,000 groups finished the raid, which is every raid in Destiny combined have finished the raids. So like, this one raid, that is how many people have finished like from previous raids. So that's an insane number to me.
Jeez.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
But it's Aesthetically, it's a
You're
cool
right,
fight.
though.
It's aesthetically very good, very cool fight. Very minimal on mechanics. I still think that Destiny 2 has the best gunplay in any kind of FPS game ever made.
What keeps me coming back to it, man?
Yeah.
Sucks, but it's true.
It is. There's some stuff in that game that I wish Final Fantasy had, which I love horizontal progression, and I kind of wish that I could do stuff during the week that I could still get like high end gear in Final Fantasy, and you can't do that in this game. Like whatever you do, you can do PvP, PvE, Gambit, whatever you want to do, you'll get stuff for your main character, and you can actually level your character, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, you actually like get like you're actually getting raid ready just by playing the game.
Yeah,
right?
just by playing the game.
There's obviously a point where like you will stop getting gear like that is actually leveled up to you, but that the point is then at that point you're raid ready, so you should go into the raid to get gear that will elevate you farther.
But I have a problem with this though. I have a major problem with this.
It's dumb.
I think it's dumb. The raid gear that drops isn't sometimes not even better than the shit you get from outside.
Well, yeah, because you wanna start your raid at the point where like you're not getting better gear outside, because if you're still getting better gear outside, it scales up to your current level. Not
but it's not even that. Like the
raid
stats.
level.
I'm talking about the stats on these things.
Oh yeah, no, sometimes they're shit.
Oh,
yeah.
like regular gear is like stats. Like it's like the total is like 62. My raid gear has 65. I'm like,
yeah. But that's then you like you combine gear, you transmog and stuff like that.
I know,
you're, like,
but
breaking down
but like
gear to give
raid gear
should better.
Raid gear should like be minimum 70. Because you're working well, technically you're not working that hard in this raid, so like I guess it makes sense.
And then
but
the gear does scale as the higher part of the raid you are. So like gear in like the first encounter is going to be not as good as gear in the last encounter because you only get that for like once a week.
Yeah, but it all kind of blended together. It just I think the gearing stuff is good. I think the benefits of the gear is not that great. But other than that, really good experience so far. I love the loadout system. I like the mod system is really, really cool. I did my first legendary what are they, Lost Sector yesterday solo for trying to get exotic. Very frustrating. It's not that fun. But
they dude, I was doing that shit solo, and at some point I was like, you know what, fuck this, I don't even care on this damn helmet.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun. I don't know why that's a thing in this game, but yeah. So far, so good. I like it so far. I'm enjoying it. Yeah. I'll probably end up finishing just gearing my character up. If I do, I'll probably keep playing, but I won't buy a season pass for the game again because this one came with it. It came with the purchase, so like I'm just getting the shit for it now, right? But in the end, I'm not gonna buy another season pass for this game. It's not worth it.
Yeah, you're not gonna go through every single season once that season pass kind of runs out. That makes sense. But I'm glad you're doing the raids. That's honestly with Destiny, that's my favorite part of Destiny, is just because like just the mechanics and getting everybody kind of like in tune, and then once you get in tune, the raids feel so good.
Yeah.
They feel amazing. They always have. My problem with it always has been is like, if I want to get Harv into Destiny to get to the fun part, the start and where it gets really fun, there's a lot of space in between that.
Yeah,
there's a lot of space in between that. There's a lot of catching up.
There's a lot of bullshit.
There's a lot of bullshit in between that, and it sucks because like, as a player who's been playing for years, it's easy for me to get back in and get back into that routine really quick. It is not easy for new players to do that, and especially players who haven't played in a long time.
They still haven't fixed that. They still haven't fixed that.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. I'm just like, look, this is a fundamental problem that's obviously never going to be, it's probably not going to be fixed until Destiny 3, when they realize that they can now, like, from ground up fix that issue. Because I don't think they have a way to fix it anymore in Destiny 2. And I don't think that at this point, with the acquisition from Sony and like the way the story's going, and especially the news today.
Well, didn't they at one point change like what the intro was for new people?
Yes. So there used to be a whole story that like you were just reclaiming the last city from the Cabal army. They completely nixed it because it doesn't make any sense anymore in terms of story, because this last city's already up. So they completely like took that out. So
the problem is that they keep vaulting
old
content. They keep like taking content out of the game, putting the content back. Like they keep taking content out, so you can't experience old stories to like that gets you like excited for characters and stuff like that. Because you lose whole character arcs because they're just like, you know what, this planet,
Me-
anything to do with this planet, we're just gonna vault it now at this
Yeah.
point. And like all
Like,
the storylines get vaulted too, and
It's
you're
a
like, well,
choice.
yeah, I was like, it
Did you
can't.
play D2 at launch, Harv?
I played it. Yes, I played it at launch.
Okay.
No, I played it a little bit after launch.
Okay.
So
For
yeah.
players coming in, like for example, who the fuck is Hawthorne? Like
Exactly.
you know who Hawthorne is.
Exactly.
Like there's just this lady with an eagle here, and you're like, who the fuck is Hawthorne? But for me, I'm like, dude, she was a day one help. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like I saw her be a part of the story. But for new players, it's like, who the fuck is this character? Who the fuck is half of these characters?
Yeah,
now?
what-
Where
what-
else Cade?
what Lord said is like, once you fall off, it's like you don't want to go back. You don't really, it's like once you go back, or once you fall off after like 2 or 3 expansions, you never want to go back to it because it's like, well, and the content is taken out, and you're just like, what? Like, I don't know. It's just
And
yeah.
then you come back, it's like everything's different.
Yeah, if
it-
they do make another Destiny, because there's one more expansion left.
Yeah, 100%.
There's one more
Yes.
expansion left in this, right? If they make a Destiny 3 in quotes, that is gonna be the best time to jump in if you're gonna jump
Yeah.
into the game. I wouldn't even
Yeah.
bother at this point because the story
Yeah.
makes zero fucking sense even when you've played Destiny right now. Because there's just,
Yeah, no,
this-
I
this-
can't tell you.
this
can't tell you
story,
what's going on.
this story is like this is the second last expansion. You think they would start like tying loose ends a little bit to like focus the story? No, there's no
You'd
focusing
hope.
here. Yeah, there's no focusing. They ask like they pawn or they give you more questions than answers in this expansion. You're like, oh, cool. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Actually, funny enough, Lord Rustini, you actually had the same experience I had. So I played a shit ton of Destiny 1. I played Destiny 2, and then I got straight up like I got actually mad. I think Mario remembers the day I got mad. I think Destiny 2 came out, and like a few weeks happened and stuff like that, and then like an expansion got announced, and I got the expansion, but then they announced that there's gonna be a season pass now. That's when they started doing like the season pass stuff, and I was like, I'm not fucking paying for a season pass right after I just spent $50 on an expansion, and I got actually
Valid.
mad. I got actually mad.
This
And
one
then I
actually
was like,
comes
I'm never
with-
playing this game again.
Yeah, with this purchase you get the season pass, which is cool.
See, that's cool.
Yeah, for the first season.
Good
at
on you,
least.
Bungie.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for earlier saying fuck you.
I like how this guy just flopping back and forth.
Because I love Destiny. I really do. I really love the characters. I love the gunplay. I love the story. It's just it's gone on too long. Destiny 2 has gone on way too long. I
10-year
understand
plan, man.
COVID. I understand, all of this, but like, come on. This game was Destiny 1.5 to begin with, and I know people hate when people say that, but it's the honest truth. It
It's
was
like
always
Overwatch.
Destiny 1.5.
like Overwatch
Yeah.
2.
It hasn't really done anything brand new, in my opinion, since its inception. It needs something new to kind of really bring me back into it. But
So
right, Lightfall wasn't it?
another funny thing about it before we go on to the next thing. You know how in Fallout 76 that the movement was tied to its frame rate? You remember this?
Mhm. Yep.
So the damage in certain damage in the raid is tied to your frame rate.
Oh,
So the higher frame rate you have, the more damage you take.
oh.
So people with shittier computers and console would survive mechanics compared to people that had really, really good computers.
That makes no sense to me. Like, why would that even tick rate maybe? But even then, I'm like, that has nothing to do with your FP. I don't know. That's way over my head. But that's
Yeah,
dumb.
it's so weird that is the direction they went with that.
And here's the weird thing about it too. Like, look, I always praise Final Fantasy for this, right? Whenever there's a new expansion coming out, other than the queue times, game works pretty damn well. We played Endwalker pretty damn good. I don't think we had one hitch
Yeah,
when
no.
we played through Endwalker, right? Bungie's been at this for a good little bit. Like, these problems shouldn't be
little
coming up
bit.
anymore.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
this is like 8th year, I think, right? This is for their
8th
10-year
year,
plan.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah, like, guys, like at some point you got to be on the ball, and like these have to come out perfectly. Otherwise, the only people you're hurting, honestly, is the player base that's stuck there. Because I'll be honest, new people coming in is not really happening.
It's not happening, yeah.
It's not happening.
It would be cool what Lord said would be playing as a different race. That would be kind of cool too, instead of just playing the same thing.
And raise the fucking stakes already. Come on.
Yeah, but yeah,
I
that's
feel like we've just been OP since day one.
that's why I mean the power creep is crazy. Like
Yeah.
literally for the raid, you literally all you need to do is use a machine gun. You could go through the entire raid. You don't need any other weapon.
Jeez.
You don't
Yeah,
need
in a
any
way, I'm
weapon.
glad that they're making the raids a little bit more accessible, but at the same time, it's just like you can't make it so easy that the player base is just jumping right through
I
it.
mean, you can
know?
still make the normal one easy. Like the normal version is fine, but if you're gonna have like a really hard mode, release it at the same time, but put better incentive to do the harder stuff.
Give me a reason to actually play it. We'll see though. I say this now, and someone will probably quote me later, but fuck, I'm gonna play Destiny 3. I know I am. I'm gonna buy it day one, probably buy the collector's edition. But at least for right now, Lightfall, and if anything too, like you already said, there's one more expansion too. I don't expect the last expansion to be any good because if anybody remembers, I say this all the time. If everybody remembers D1, Taken King is its end. It's done. After Taken King, it's over. I know there's a Iron Wolf, or what the fuck they called the last expansion. It was shit. Nobody cared.
talks
It
about
literally
it.
nobody even talks about it. They don't even talk about it in the lore very much.
Like I know the name Taken King. I don't know the name.
Yeah, they
I
mentioned it.
didn't even know if that one. I thought Taken King was the last one. To be completely
Exactly. They
honest.
had one more expansion, and we all knew that the Destiny 2 was like right around the corner, so nobody even gave a shit about the last expansion.
I think they're
But-
winding down now because like
Yeah.
we're getting to the point where even like the new place like where you're like Neomuna and stuff like that, it's not that great. And I think they're just going through the motions now until they're ready to announce Destiny 3. But they're also working on a different game right now too. So like
Oh,
they,
interesting.
yeah,
I didn't know that.
they have another project right now that they're working on. So like I think just teams
Fucking
are
Oni. They're bringing back Oni, dude.
apparently it's a multiplayer thing. I don't know what it is, but
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. I kind of want Bungie to go back to some single player, man. They've always been really good with it, but that's a topic for another day, honestly. But yeah, and to top off what we've been playing this week, myself have been kind of busy, so I haven't really been playing too much. But I've whittled a little bit through Atomic Hearts. I think I'm almost finished with that game. I don't know where I am story wise, but that game has a problem. My personal issue with that game is that it has collectibles, and the collectibles take a long time to get. The upgrades for your weapons, you have to go through like these little testing facilities, kind of like Portal style. So to get all the upgrades, you have to technically veer off the path and stop playing the story to go get these things. So me being a completionist, I'm obviously going to go do those things, which takes up a lot of my time in that game. By the time I finish, sometimes I'm just like, I'm gonna take a. But the main game I have been playing is Call of Duty. Call of Duty. Damn. They, you know what? Call of Duty may be owned by a very shitty company, but damn, Infinity Ward knows how to kind of give you some good shit. They dropped season 2. Obviously with the new battle pass. Warzone has hit its anniversary this year. I think this is the 3rd year, I want to say. I can't remember. It's one of the years in the numbers. They're having an anniversary, so they're giving away a bunch of free stuff. There's a free trial weekend. You can play Warzone, you can play the raid. They have a fucking raid in this game, which is weird to say. And yeah, no, they added some new game modes. They added new maps. They added new guns. They just did a new one called Season 2 Reloaded. So it's adding even more shit. So they added a new rifle and stuff like that. I don't know if this was a new thing, and I could be very ignorant on this, but I'm going through the game modes, and I noticed there's something called Invasion. And I'm like, what the hell is Invasion? It is literally team deathmatch, but on ground war with 64 on 64 players, I believe. I think it's 64. I could be wrong on that, but pretty sure 64 v 64. And my God, it is fun, man. It is fun because it's literally just like one side. You're on one side, they're on one side. You meet in the middle, right? And they're slowly building their way over towards you because you have like your own little base and stuff like that. So it's a battle of attrition, right? It is fun. It's just fun just to run through a building and see like 5 people in a room, you know what I mean? Or just like sneak your way to the back where they're spawning and then sneak your way in and just like get them as they're not even paying attention, right? A lot of fun. They added vehicles to it. You can play however you want. There's bots involved too. So not only is there player characters running around, there is also NPC characters running around as well that also give you points. See, this is what I was going to mention that earlier. Sophia's in the chat right now. She says, "Why am I Aaron Yeager? Why not Sasha?" I should have said that earlier. Harv just pulled the picture from our Discord. I'm pretty sure he's pulled that.
I literally pulled it out of the Discord. I
Yeah.
just thought I saw something anime and I was like, I'm just gonna throw this on there.
Fee is going to sue the Point in Progress company for $1 bajillion for not posting Sasha instead of Aaron. Honestly, it makes more sense to me. It should have been Sasha. Harv, you did a horrible job. How dare you?
I think I did a fantastic job.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty. Like, it's on point. It's in the middle and everything. Anyway,
Great
But yeah,
crowd.
Invasion's
I'm
pretty
taking no
fun.
responsibility for anything. I asked if we wanted something to do a picture with Fee like we did for Mario, and Harv said he got it.
I got
Yeah,
it. I
Harv
got
said,
it.
Harv said Aaron Yeager.
So.
But yeah, no, that's basically what I've been playing this week. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty, just kind of leveling up the characters, kind of getting the thing. They finally added Ghost as a character that you can buy. That doesn't cost $30 to get, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, no, I just been playing some Call of Duty. I make TikToks on Call fanfiction fave. Wait, where?
Yeah. Oh,
Call of Duty's a
Ghost and
fanfiction
Soap was,
fave?
like,
Oh
a
yeah,
huge
yeah.
ship. Yeah.
Everybody ships them. But yeah, what was I gonna say? I don't even remember what I was saying.
Sorry, the
Yeah, just been
fanfic
playing.
brain rot's real.
Call of Duty. I've been having a lot of fun with it, leveling up my characters and just kind of. Oh yeah, that's right. TikToks. I've been making. I do make TikToks for Call of Duty just because I just throw some music over it and I just kind of edit it. It's got a little practice for editing. People like it on TikTok, so the thing. I am making one with throwing knives, so I've been trying to get a lot of throwing knife kills. And I honestly, it's a lot of fun because I'll just run into a search and destroy game with just a knife. I don't even run guns anymore. I'm just running around with 2 dual swords, just throwing knives at people.
I love that.
So that's been a lot of fun. But on the topic of fun, and give me a sec while I pull up this document right here. Speaking of fun, I want to know what you guys have been watching this week because we watched a lot of stuff this week. We had our own little viewing party in the Point in Progress Discord. If you're not part of the Point in Progress Discord, join us. There's a link usually in our description here. Come say hi. Come chat us. DM us if you want to. I'll probably ignore it, but hey, one day maybe I'll answer it. But every now and again we do like to try to get some of the community members together and maybe like play a game, watch a movie, something like that. This week Fee had the idea to watch a movie, and funny enough, it was the winner of like a bunch of Oscars this week, right? If I remember correctly, it swept hard as fuck.
Yeah, it almost swept. It almost did.
Yeah, it was real fun.
So Harv, me, Kate, a friend of ours, and Fee. I think I said Fee, but anyway, 2 Fees then. We sat there. Oh yeah, Mario was there. We watched everything everywhere all at once. Harv, have you seen this movie before?
No.
Before
this
that
is
showing? Okay,
the
I
first
also
time.
haven't seen it before that showing. Sly, have you seen this movie?
I have not. I keep meaning to, and then just
Yeah.
like every time I go to watch it, I get distracted by something else. It's like it's been on my watch list forever. I know I need to watch it. I really wanted to watch with y'all, and instead I was crying over this research paper I'm trying to write. So
Yeah.
like I will get to it eventually. I've only heard good things.
So we're not going to spoil anything because obviously people with the now finding out about this movie, if you already didn't know about the movie, people loved it when it came out. It was always on my watch radar, but watch time. Every time I look at a new movie, I always look at the watch time, and it was like almost 3 hours. And I was like, I don't know where I'll find time to watch that. But everybody loved it, and I want to hear from you, Harv, first, just because I was not sober when I watched this movie, so I want to hear a sober opinion first.
I thought it was good. I thought it was. I think it's worth the award that it's getting, and I think the performances are really, really good. Batshit crazy, but yeah, no, I think it's a really good movie. I can't go into anything more honestly because of spoilers and stuff, but Michelle Yeoh and I forgot his name.
Kihui Kwan.
Yes, yeah, fucking and Stephanie Sisu
True.
Shu, amazing.
I'm deaf. Don't come at me for pronunciation. That's
Amazing.
Just what I think.
Amazing. All 3 of them. I mean, even Jamie Lee Curtis was really good at it too. But Stephanie Shu was. Well, I think Stephanie Shu should have probably got the Oscar compared to.
Yeah.
So,
Wow,
yeah,
I was like, what
let's
the fuck?
dive into this real quick because I have strong feelings about the
Yes, because you
supporting
have the Oscars on here. So
actress.
tell me about the Oscars.
Yeah, so I have a couple personal beefs that have now spawned out of the Oscars watch party.
Talk your
We
shit.
did a watch along with we'll throw the after party. There should be an edited video of like a compilation of our reactions up on that channel sometime soon. But yeah, so for best supporting actress, it spawned a bit of a response to one. I had my personal fave who I wanted, and then I had the person who I thought would get it and should get it and deserved, and then there was the person who actually got it. So you know, that's where we are. Um, listen, I love Angela Bassett so much. I'm a huge 911 fan. We did get some great indirect tweets from her co-star Aisha Hines on Twitter about being very upset that it wasn't Angela Bassett, and if it wasn't Angela Bassett, that it wasn't Stephanie Shu. So you know, it's been really cool to see like everybody kind of rally and be like, no, these people definitely deserved it more. But
Yeah.
of course it did go to Jamie Lee Curtis, who arguably was not a supporting, like a main supporting character in that
Yeah.
film.
So I've seen
But-
this movie. I might be a little crass in the way I'm saying this, but I can't think of a performance within that movie by Jamie Lee Curtis that warranted that award. She's
I
good.
mean, talk your shit.
There's nothing in there that I was like, this is breathtaking, this is great, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It was just Jamie Lee Curtis in another fucking movie.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's but she does. Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't do this shit in like Halloween.
Yeah, but
She
even then,
like
I'm
her
just like,
fucking
'cause
jumping
she's a little quirky
around.
and funny, we give her an award. Like, there were many better performances than her. I agree with everybody when they say that, like, you know, it should have gone to anybody else. But man,
I mean,
when
I
was
can't.
like- 'cause
I can't say for Angela Bassett because I haven't seen Black Panther yet, so I can't really say on that one.
She
No, she was
gives
getting Black Panther. She
a
was getting Black
great
Panther.
performance.
Gives a great
She
performance.
acts her fucking heart out in that movie.
And I don't.
Like, say what you will
More
about
so
the
than-
movie, but her performance is like, it's peak Angela Bassett giving it her fucking all.
100%, and I agree with that because, like, in terms, so I went into the movie. I'm like, okay, Jamie Lee Curtis must have fucking killed this,
Mhm.
and I watched it, and I was just like, the fuck, like. I don't want to shit on her performance, like, because she's still an actress. She still does acting, you know. But I couldn't really find an Oscar-worthy performance there. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just me. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not a movie guy. That's Mario's job.
Yeah,
But,
so the thing is, like, when I watch movies just to watch movies. When it comes to the Oscars
Yeah.
and stuff like that, I don't know what half of these fucking movies are 90% of the time. So, like, I don't know what the Banshees of Inner-ish...
Irishman?
I don't
It's
know.
an Irish story. That's all I can tell you. See, here's the thing. I'm not a movie person at all. I'm like, I'm a social media and public engagement person. I'm like associated with a PR person, so I know like all the social media and like most of the PR response to all of the Oscar shit. But like, I had only ever seen, I guess, 2 nominated films. I've seen Wakanda Forever and Turning Red, and those were the only ones I knew. So like, I know like the gist of all of these films, but I've not seen any of them.
Yeah, like,
It'll be-
I just saw this one. It says Bardo. I thought it said Beardo. The False Chronicles of Panful of Truth, but it said Bardo. But, you know,
Bardo.
Not you.
yeah. See, like, I wish that I watched more of these movies. The only time I know these movies even exist, like they even exist, is when I see the honest trailers for them from that one channel, and that's it.
Mm.
That's the
You
only
still
time.
watch honest trailers? Damn.
Dude, there's some of them are pretty funny.
There probably
Taking
are.
me
I
back to,
haven't
like,
seen them in a long time.
freaking
Yeah.
Middle school, high school, whatever.
Yeah,
that
that's what I'm saying.
was.
That's like grade school for me, man. Or high school maybe. I don't even remember, dude. I'm
I think it was
turned
middle school for
27 in a
me.
fucking week. Okay, do you think my brain's already going off the rails? But yeah, no, I bought one of these volcano hybrids. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Don't look it up because I'm still embarrassed by how much I paid for it. And I filled up a bag and I watched this movie with Harv and Kate. And visually, this movie, if you're stoned on anything that you would get stoned on, is a fucking trip. It was great. I loved every second of it. This movie is visually beautiful. From the
And
cuts to the
mostly edited by untrained editors.
fucking shout out to them because they did a perfect job. I couldn't think there was not a part in that movie where I'm like the CGI was obvious. You know what I mean? It didn't feel like a Marvel movie where it was just like there's scenes that take you out of it. You know what I mean? Like kind of pull you out of the movie. Whereas this, I was in, man. I like there was nothing in that movie where there's ridiculous shit happening almost 90% of the movie, right? There's never been a point where I looked at it and I was like, oh, I'm taken out of the movie. No, it was fucking shot perfectly, in my opinion. Which is why I'm like, yeah, this movie deserved those awards that it got because it was like, I can't think of a lot of movies that can keep me into it for that long without pulling me out. You know what I mean? I think the only other movie that's ever done that is John Wick and Batman.
I mean, John Wick 4 is coming out. Getting really good reviews.
You saw them scores, man? Yeah. Oh shit!
I've only watched the first one, I think.
Oh, that's gonna be a fucking day, man. You got John Wick and Resident Evil 4 remake coming out in the same. And our podcast. You should be actually. I'm pretty sure. Like at this point, we should probably cancel because nobody's gonna come to watch our fucking podcast that day. They're gonna be watching John Wick or play Resident Evil. But anyway.
I have 2 more Oscars thoughts before.
You do? Okay, hit me with them. Yeah. Hit me with them. You're our Oscars liaison
I just want to give a huge shout out to, I had to look up her name, Ruth Carter, who was the costumer for Wakanda Forever, who she won the Oscar. And what made history because she's the first ever Black woman to apparently get an Oscar for costume design, but I'm pretty sure she's also the first time to get first Black woman to be a 2-time winner of the Oscar, which is heartbreaking, but yay, she did it.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, for Black Panther, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's really good to see.
The costuming. Yeah. So very exciting for her. And the other thing is, I'm starting one-sided personal beef with Brian Tyree Henry, Fastos, that dude. Mostly because I'm being a petty bitch, but he made a comment on I can't remember if it was the carpet or on the Rivals, but when he was walking in to the Oscars, he walked with an interpreter, which was great. But he also called deaf people hearing impaired. And as somebody who has worked personally with the badass that is Lauren Ridloff, like thinking that she is by any means impaired, kind of gross. So that was really upsetting. So yeah, now I have beef with him. So yeah, those are my Oscars updates.
What was his name?
Brian Tyree Henry.
Brian Tyree Henry, mark your fucking days. You're on Sly's radar, all right? You're in the crosshairs, okay? And you know, if Sly gets into the FEMA, it's already over for you, buddy. All right, you fucked up, bucko.
Oh, he's in Eternals. Okay.
Yeah, Fastos.
Oh, I didn't see that movie anyway. Fuck you, Brian.
I love Eternals so much.
Do you think they'll ever talk?
Eternals is great. Everybody should watch it. Harv.
Do you think they'll ever talk about what happened in Eternals in the MCU thing?
Oh, they already forgot it. Adam.
Was there supposed to be a big hand somewhere that popped up?
Yeah, Celestial.
Nah,
we'll get to them eventually. In
fucking Kang is already taken over.
Celestials.
Kang is our new Celestial.
Wow.
Harv, I don't know if I'm reading this correctly, but there's a show called Everywhere. Is that the
show?
No,
it's Everywhere, Everything, All at Once. Isn't that what it's called? That's what it's called?
The comma threw me off.
Yeah, that's my bad. That's my bad.
Yeah. But you have been watching another kind of thing that I didn't even know you actually watched. This is a surprise to me. But hit me with that March Madness. How's the March Madness shit going?
I have zero. Okay, so it started yesterday.
About March Madness.
Oh,
Harv talks about basketball all the time.
Yeah, but I've never heard him talk about March Madness. So
okay,
I was like,
okay.
Cool,
so
cool.
It's kind of sad because I didn't get my bracket done this year, and I really wanted to with friends and stuff like that, but it just never. It was too busy. But it started yesterday. I can tell you, my productivity is just fucking plummeted in the last yesterday and today, and it's going to be like that for the next 3 days because of the sheer amount of games that are being played for March Madness, because I think there's usually 12 or 13 games on. a day for the next like 2 or 3 days because we gotta start dwindling down the 64 teams. I love March Madness. It's one of my favorite times of the year because college basketball is so fun to watch. You have 64 schools that are in this tournament. There are upsets. Like yesterday, there were 3 upsets where I think a 14 seed beat a 2 seed. I think a 13 seed beat a 3rd seed as well. It's just so fun to watch these like Cinderella stories that happen, and the
These
main
are, like,
reason,
underdog stories.
yeah, but the main reason it's so fun to watch is it's one game elimination.
Mhm.
It's literally one game because like today I was watching Xavier and Kennesaw State. I don't know any of these schools. I don't know where any of these schools are, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So like I don't know where.
Sometimes I forget you're Canadian.
I don't
so
know.
I'm
I
like,
don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's
I have
right.
no idea where Xavier School is. Okay, I know that's in fucking X-Men, but that's all I really know. So like I know it's not them because yeah, but they were down by like I think 15 going into the second half, and like in the last like 5-10 minutes or 5 or 8 minutes they came back and won the game, which was insanity.
That's nuts.
And like just and they're young kids, so like you're not expecting like 100-point games and stuff like that, right? You're expecting like 25, like 50 to like 48 or like 40 to 30 something, right? You're not expecting high scoring games, but it's just so fun to watch. It's so fun.
Actually,
to watch.
hold on. Give me 1 second here. I'm getting a call. 1 second. Hello? Yeah. All right, I'll let him know. All right, that was a call from Fee.
Oh,
Fee has said you're a fucking liar and a fraud. Fee is actually the biggest March Madness fan here on the podcast, and to not listen to you because you're just reiterating what she told you earlier.
oh my god! I was explaining it to her. As I was explaining, as I was
you were
explaining,
explaining it to her.
yeah, I was like,
Okay.
as I was explaining to her, I was like, I wish I had more sports friends.
What the fuck am I?
No,
dude?
I know, but like
We need
more
to
like
stop-
people
we need
that
to
I
stop
interact
saying
with, people that I interact with like every day kind of type thing, like people that I
Okay.
know that like I can just like sit down and just talk about sports because it's so difficult.
Love
It's
them
like
sports boy.
because by the time this shit ends, NHL playoffs are going to be starting in a couple weeks or like a month or two afterwards. Then the NBA
Mhm.
playoffs are going to be starting, and it's going to be fucking crazy when that shit starts. But like, yeah, it's
Once again erasing the dub, but it's fine.
Okay. So actually, it's funny enough that you mentioned that, Harv, because I actually have a little tangent I want to go on. So last week I was sick, so I wasn't able to talk about Creed 3. Me and Mario went to go see Creed 3 like 2 weeks ago, or maybe a
Okay.
week ago. Time is a feeble thing. I don't even remember when we went to go see it, but I'm sure you mentioned it on the podcast. We went to go see it, and because usually, sorry to break it to you people, I smoke weed. And I went to go smoke, and I came back, and in my infinite wisdom of marijuana, I looked at him and said, don't you think it's fucking crazy how there is subsections of communities that we will never know anything about? And he just looked at me and goes, what are you talking about? And I'm like, think about it this way: basketball. We don't know shit about fucking basketball, but there are people
Because I
whose
enjoy
whole
basketball.
lives are just basketball. Like everything, they eat, breathe, and shit basketball. They know references from 1970 all the way to now. They get the shoes, they watch the shows, they do everything, right? Shit you not. We're watching the trailers, and there's a movie with Matt fucking Damon in it. And we're like, what the hell is this movie about? And it's going on. And then they start talking about Michael Jordan. And I look at him and go, see what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Somebody is watching this trailer right now and knows exactly what's happening as soon as it happens. But we're like, what the fuck is this? And it's a show it's a movie about the first Jordans.
Oh
And-
yeah, it's
Yeah.
when Michael Jordan signs his first contract with Nike.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like there's a guy trying to, and I look
Air.
at Mario, I'm like, there is a guy somewhere out there who's popping the fuck off. This is the Avengers to them, because they know the names, they know the fucking shoe, they know everything about this.
It's a big
And we're
story.
looking
It's
at
a
it like,
huge
what
story.
the fuck is this movie?
It's fucked up because like this guy, he's straight out of he's straight out of high school at the time, or he's in South Carolina, I think it is, right, or North Carolina. I
Sign
don't.
him out of high school or whatever.
Yeah, they signed him right out of high school, saying like we want to sign you, and then what the father did was like, this is up to you. If you want to sign this is up to you. Like we're giving you the decision to do this, and like
Michael Jordan's parents.
well his dad died. I think his dad got murdered.
Oh shit. See, this is what I mean. I don't know shit
I
about Michael
think-
Jordan. I don't know shit.
because he disappeared.
I can tell you how to fucking grind XP in Skyrim, but I can't tell you how to do taxes.
I mean, that's a whole different thing. Most people don't know.
Like,
But see, this is the whole thing with like the like I was talking about this one of the last podcasts that like I watch a hockey podcast, right? And like these guys know so much about hockey, and they always do trivia while like in the podcast. Like they just randomly do trivia of like who was like the top scorers in like on the LA Kings in the 1989 or like 1995 LA Kings team, and like they guess and they do like that kind of stuff. I wish I was that passionate about something that they like. These guys know everything about hockey. It seems. Because they think of hockey, they talk about hockey all day.
Useful hyperfixation for once in my life.
Yeah,
I'm saying I learned video games and look where I am now.
Because like they talk about this stuff all the time, and he like one of the guys he the random like thoughts that he has in his head are all hockey related thoughts.
Yeah.
And it's just like one of those things, and like, and their podcast is really, really good. And I was just like, man, I kind of wish that I had that kind of knowledge for a lot of things.
Harv and I need to start a sports podcast.
I could talk about sports all fucking day. I love sports.
I don't care about March Madness. I love basketball. That's probably my top sport. But if I'm watching college, I'm watching NAIA, not NCAA. I hate college men's basketball. I think it's stupid. I hate how it's structured. It drives me up a fucking wall. But I will watch any other basketball. I'm a huge WNBA. I'll watch the MNBA. Like I just love basketball. And I'm currently like low key in the like my third time trying to get into hockey. Like I like understand hockey. Like I couldn't tell you what's going on, but I can follow. But I was like, because I'm so close to the Kraken, and like it was a big thing when they started up, and like I've been like trying to slowly get more into hockey. But fucking, I love sports, man. Harv and I, we need to chat more.
Yeah. Oh my god, the Kraken somehow are insane. I don't know how they've pulled this off. It's the second year that Seattle has. Is Seattle Kraken?
Seattle Kraken is the hockey team.
Yeah, it's their second year that they've been in the NHL, and they are in the first wild card spot, which is one of the playoff spots that you can get. And I don't know how they're 1 point out of their division, being in the top three in their division, which is insane to me. Like this team is insane.
I think we were until I was looking at their stats because they've been playing they played yesterday or whatever, and they have a habit of losing 3 games in a row, but they never lose more than 3. It's so interesting to think about. But yeah, they're doing great, and like for like second year team, it's insane.
Yeah, they didn't do the whole thing Vegas did, because like after Las Vegas became a team.
Yeah.
They so what the rule was, when a new team came in to the NHL, you would keep a certain amount of players safe so they can't be traded to that team. And so you would give your list of people that are eligible to go to Vegas. And so Vegas is like, oh, we can pick whoever the fuck we want. So they had like an amazing team in their first year, and they made it to the Stanley Cup Finals.
They went to the finals.
Yeah. And it was like, oh my god. And then they're like, you know what? This rule is broken. We're not gonna have this rule again. When Seattle came into the league, so
they played the meta.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But
it's just weird,
I've
right?
been
Like
listening to. It's funny because I've been listening to old sports podcasts lately, and one of them is a hockey podcast talking about like that first Las Vegas year or whatever, and apparently like it was this thing where like everybody's like, oh, they're just getting all these players to trade, like they're gonna be their team, and then they did like super well, and everybody was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, it's interesting. It's very interesting.
It's very interesting, but I will never know anything about it because I'm like, Is like I told Mario, it's a
Sorry, Frank,
subsection
not
of.
to hijack the podcast.
It's just a subsection community where I'm like, there is so much history there. It's like trying to get into Destiny 2 after fucking bunch of expansions.
It's
Okay,
like video games. Like
Yeah.
it's a game.
There's
People
history,
super
there's-
invested. It's
it's just
a whole
crazy how there's
nother-
like these little communities that we will never see because we're just not into that, right? But sports ball people go nuts, man. I mean, you already do, but go nutter, I guess. But yeah, on that note, let me pull
I
up
will
the doc
say,
here.
sorry, not to like
ahead, do
completely
your
ruin
thing.
your transition. I am so excited. Like I said, I'm not a huge March Madness person, but the Super Diana Taurasi, like shoutcaster or whatever, is like the best part of March Madness. It's just Subert and Diana Taurasi talking shit the whole time.
Well, I do want to say
Uh-huh.
that we had one of the biggest upsets in NCAA while we were recording the podcast.
Really?
First seed Purdue lost against 16th seed, which is the bottom seed of the tournament. FDU, which I have no idea what the fuck that is.
No idea.
Did you say to me?
FDU. It's Farley
What?
Dickinson Knights.
Okay, well, that team, you gotta
I
change your name.
know
That's dumb as shit.
UPenn. I know Gonzaga.
Yeah, like I don't know. Yeah,
That's it.
I know Gonzaga, Iowa State, Alabama, Xavier, Baylor. Like I know like all those other teams, but yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy. At 16th seed, I think a 16th seed is like won like maybe 5 times in like the history of the tournament. So that sucks for Purdue. You know.
Yeah. But speaking of academics, Sly, what have you been reading this week?
Great question. I love to tell you. I'm trying to work on this research paper talking about how the representation of disability on film impacts intercultural communication between able-bodied and disabled individuals. So I've been reading like a shit ton of academic articles about that. However, I was reading a book earlier today to work on one of my paragraphs. It's called The Problem Body by Shivers and Marcotte. You don't care. Anyways, I was reading the intro, and this book references I don't know if it's a book or a poem or whatever, and I saw the name of it, and I went, I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry, this is so ridiculous. I was like, oh, I recognize that title. I read it in a Supernatural fanfic.
Oh,
So that brought me
When
joy.
Worlds Collide.
Yeah, when a book that was referenced in a Supernatural fanfic is also referenced in a book about a collection of essays on disability in film. You know, great
Would you-
times.
like I said, sometimes you find the weirdest crossovers.
It really do be like that.
I really do. I've just been reading Chainsaw Man. I still read Chainsaw Man, so people probably don't even know this because the anime's currently not. I don't know if there's a season 2 yet. So currently, the season 1 of the anime is already over. People already know that Chainsaw Man has 2 parts to it. So there's part 1 and part 2. The anime is primarily part 1. Part 2 has been going on for a little bit now. Shout out to Carlos because I know Carlos has been reading and catching up on it with Chainsaw Man Part 2. By the way, I just want to say this absolute Giga Chad Carlos over here. I tell him like, yo, go through Chainsaw Man. Trust me, it'll be a fucking blast. This man sent me for a whole month just like, what the fuck? This is crazy, dude. Like, I'm just like, yes. Chainsaw Man has a lot more than meets the eye, but you have to delve into it. This man's on chapter 106 right now. He's 15 away from being 15 or 16 away from being caught up. But yeah, he's probably having a trip too because part 2 starts completely different how part 1 starts. With a totally new character. You don't know anything about her. She's still within the same universe. Characters still show up in part 2 that were in part 1,
I love
but
that.
it's on a new perspective and a different character, which actually mirrors Denji from part 1 a lot. If you haven't followed anything Chainsaw related, her name is Asa, and she is the internet's new favorite femcel. because she is a fucking loser, and I love it. I love every single week. Every single week she's on some loser shit, which is weird because Chainsaw Man Part 1, every single woman in that manga in Part 1 had their shit together, and for the most part it was OP.
She's just
and
a mess.
yeah, so Part 2 starts and you have this
love that.
character who literally trips and falls all the time and is an absolute loser. She's just like, man, I can get any boy I want. First person she asks out, she's just like, hey, how's it going? He's just like, leave me alone. She is an absolute loser, but it's great because you want her to succeed. You want her to get just like with Denji, because Denji, another one, he's written to be an absolute loser. You're supposed to hate him at first because all he wants to do is touch some boobies and be a fucking weirdo, right? But then he grows into you. And the way Fujimoto writes these characters, he doesn't give you everything right off the bat. He doesn't tell you everything about a character right off the bat. He lets him cook. And he cooks and he cooks. And sometimes he cooks for 20 chapters. Sometimes he's cooking for 50. But there is a reason for everything he puts on that page. And the recent week is finally showed like, oh shit, we're finally getting into the stuff that he's already been cooking for the last 20 issues. And it has been a absolute blast. I know Carlos is starting to see that as well right now with what's going on in the manga. We'll see where it goes, but they announced a new devil this week, which is the Falling Devil, which is just a character who's just like is just an amalgamation like of other people who have fallen and died. So she's just like holding the head of somebody else, and then like she's a chef though. This is the weird thing. It's just like we'll do something crazy like a falling devil, but she's also for some reason a chef. And I'm pretty sure it's a reference to the menu. I think the people have already found the parallels. Like, oh yeah, Fujimoto has seen the menu recently. This is why this character is like this. Just based on what the character says. I know I talked about it in our Discord, and I know Mara's like, no, it isn't. But I'm like, I didn't post all the pictures because some of it is spoiler territory, and I don't want you guys to see that yet, unless just in case somebody does wind up watching or reading Chainsaw Man at some point. But yeah, it's really good. I'm loving every week of it. The only thing I have to complain about is that this motherfucker likes to put the new chapter out every week and then randomly say, you know what, I'm gonna take a 2-week hiatus. So like he'll do something where like, here's a cliffhanger, see you in 2 weeks, motherfuckers.
I mean, can it be worse than, what is it, Attack on Titan, where they had an episode and another episode for another 6 months?
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
shout out to the Attack on Titan people, because you're like, fuck, man, having to wait that long. I mean, just read the damn manga at that point.
No, just read the fucking manga, man.
Just read the fucking
Holy
manga
shit.
at that point. But you got some crazy people doing that. Speaking of crazy people, let's talk about Taylor Swift and
Crazy people.
her fan
All right.
base. Well, not
Accurate.
necessarily her fan base, but you're part of it. You're part of her fan base, technically.
Whoa.
You listen to her, all her music. You
I'm
listen to every single part of her music.
affiliated.
You're part of it, whether you like to or not.
Yeah, I all my friends are into Taylor Swift, and I hate feeling left out. So you know, I did go through and listen to most of her albums at least once. I'm a huge Reputation fan. It's probably my favorite album of hers. That's not the point. Last night she dropped 4 previously unreleased singles, whatever that means to you. People have differing opinions on what that constitutes. I don't know. It was a thing. I don't pay attention. But yeah, she released 4 singles last night. It's really cool. They're, at least on Apple Music, they're backdated to when they were recorded or whatever, and they have like the album covers like of whatever era they're associated with. But yeah, it was a couple re-recordings, and then some unreleased stuff, and it was all really solid. The song that was from the Lover era, very good. Reminds me why I absolutely fucking adore Lover. But yeah, I got to do a live reaction to that with my after party co-hosts Liz and Marissa, and then also my Thirsty Thursday co-host Dre was there. So it was the 4 of us reacting live on TikTok. So if you're not checking out my TikTok lives, they're always a blast. I'm either drunkenly ranting about 911 and whatever other side tangent we get off to, or I'm live reacting to whatever the big event that's happening is. So yeah, it's a great time.
Yeah. That's good to hear. I didn't know Taylor Swift dropped anything today. I swear, like every time Taylor Swift drops anything, I see like a bajillion messages about it.
I mean,
I
it's
didn't
the
see
start
it today. So
It's the start of the tour today too. So
yeah,
It's also her first tour night today.
yeah,
So,
Kate's there
got
right
it.
now, and apparently Paramore is opening for her.
yes,
There.
that's pretty cool.
My friend Eric, it's Eric at the Disco, is also there. Check out his fit. Very funny. His outfit for the tour.
Yeah, she's going there twice. She's going there tonight and tomorrow. I was like,
Well,
damn.
she's a super fan though.
She's
so.
got upper floor for tonight, I think, and then she's got lower bowl for tomorrow.
Damn, okay, that's a lot of. She must have been hammering that fucking ticket thing because I know my friend who's a Taylor Swift fan, she was just like, I couldn't get any tickets. Like it was that website was
Most people
broken.
couldn't.
Yeah, most people couldn't. Yeah.
I'm not a big. I mean, very obviously, I'm not a big concert person. Cause my ears don't work. But I have been like flirting with the idea. Like, if I go to a concert, it would probably be NoahCon. Cause I've been listening to like an exorbitant amount of NoahCon lately. But yeah, very cool for the people who can enjoy that experience.
But speaking of eras, let me take you back to 2010. I don't remember. Was it 2010? I don't fucking remember. Call of Duty came out with this thing called Zambles, right?
Oh god.
And if you remember
so
Call of
good.
Duty Zombies, fuck man,
So good.
the music in Call of Duty Zombies. So if you didn't know this, if you don't play Call of Duty Zombies, I can understand, right? The music in Call of Duty Zombies is an Easter egg. Usually, right? Unless you're playing the first map, that didn't have any Easter egg musics in it. It had like a song, but it didn't have lyrics yet. Each map pack that came out past the first one has a musical Easter egg to it. You can activate this Easter egg by doing some things throughout the map and playing it, right? What's cool about the musical Easter eggs in Call of Duty Zombies is that they're told by the point of view of characters within the story, and also tell you the story of Call of Duty Zombies. I am an absolute slut when it comes to games doing that. Devil May Cry does this. Final Fantasy is another prime example that does this. 14's all the trailers tell the story of the fucking thing that they're showing, right? It's great. I love when music is telling stories as for the story that you're also invested in, right? So randomly yesterday I was just like, you know what, I'm bored, let me just listen to some of this music, and I went from the first song all the way to the end, and it still slaps. Every single piece of music this is done by Kevin Sherwood and Elena Seigman for the most part. I think I said her name right, but there's also some other people. There's Avenged Sevenfold within that. I don't really like their songs, so I'm not going to even mention them, to be honest with you. And a guy called I think his name's like Cam Clark or something like that, who does some of the vocals for Black Ops 1 Zombies and stuff like that. Yeah, no, each song throughout the Call of Duty franchise in terms of zombies has been like top notch, man. Like Harv knows. Harv, those soundtracks.
Yeah, those are really, really good. I remember Kino. I remember Transit has a really good one too. Yeah, Transit has a really good one.
Carry On, I want to say that one is.
Yeah, like a lot of them have really, really, even like the new one too. The new maps were really, really good too with the new Call of Duty that came out. Zombies is one of my favorite parts of Call of Duty, in my opinion. It's I think I remember doing the Easter egg for Kino for the first time, and I was like mind blown of how much work and effort they put in just to like get these guys, like you just get these like dialogue pieces, and you have to like get these films and stuff like that, and then play them onto the screen and stuff. I was like, man, this is cool stuff. Like I actually like this a lot. And then obviously they kept on going, because I remember the one with who's the director, dude. He does Of the Dead movies.
Oh, Fuck.
Why do I think Rob Zombie? That's not right.
Rob Zombie. Well, he does zombie movies. That's
Yeah,
why.
he does zombie movies.
George something. I don't remember.
George
Romero.
I was gonna say Ramirez there for a second.
Yeah.
Romero, yeah.
Ramirez.
And then they had Buffy, Danny Trejo, and like somebody else for like I think it was Call of the Dead. I think it was called.
Yep, Call of the
So
Dead.
good, so fucking good, and the soundtrack for that one was really really good too.
Yeah, that's the Avenged Sevenfold one. That's the one. To be honest with you, it's personal preference. I'm just not an Avenged Sevenfold fan. But it's still music in there still pretty damn decent in my opinion. And they're timeless songs. It gave me a little sense of sadness a little bit because I'm like, man, we're never gonna see this era again. Because Kevin Sherwood still does music for Treyarch. He collaborated. Funny enough, the new what the fuck is it called? The Vanguard. Vanguard has a zombie song that Bear McCreary's in. So God of War. Kevin Sherwood from Call of Duty music fame, and a third artist. I'm trying to remember what he did. Also, Splinter Cell, a bunch of different like old school Ubisoft games. So like that cool music you remember from like Splinter Cell and all those other games like Rayman and stuff like that. He was part of that. So 3 really big like musical composers working on one thing. I had to listen to the song. Fucking good. But
Shout
yeah,
out to
dude.
Santa Clara Vanguard.
Yeah, like they. I haven't played Call of Duty Vanguard, so
You bad kids.
I haven't played Vanguard. It's just not my thing. I'm hoping we see that kind of return to that type of music because it was just like it was cool, kind of like metal music, alternative metal that I don't think any one of them missed. You know what I mean? I don't think any one of them like actually felt like this is going on too long. But yeah,
Sorry,
no, it's sad.
To clarify the joke I just made, Vanguard is also the name of Drum Corps, a DCI group. So that's
Yeah, that would go right over my head because I have no idea.
Yeah. I was a band kid at one point, but I played the saxophone, so I don't even know what that. I still don't even know what it is. I think.
I want to say we had band in high school, but I'm not 100% sure we did, if I'm being completely honest. So,
man.
But on that
I never
note,
marched. I don't know. Vanguard's fun. I like watching DCI. It's
yeah,
a
for
fun
sure.
time.
Speaking of marching, I guess my friends, it's about time we march out of this
home?
podcast today. March
Look
on
at that.
home. Mosey on our way home. Hit the old dusty trail. But before we do that, hold on, what is it? There is some stuff here I want to go over in the comments. Harv, why you got to shut on AOT, bro?
It's because one reason because it's easy because come on now, part 1 or part 4, episode 7, part 69. Come on, guys, let's fucking release your show at some point. Come on.
It's the goes back to the Netflix thing of
and
you
two,
just
and two,
just release it all.
Yeah, just release it all. And 2, Fee stopped you in the middle of watching the finale, so I kind of I'm petty like that. So.
To be fair, Fee already knows the ending to the manga, and so do I.
Yeah.
I've not read one piece of Attack on Titan except for the final chapter.
Love that for you.
You know what? I'm just gonna read the final chapter too at some point. I'm just gonna read it.
Just read the final chapter. It's fine. Might as well.
And then I want to come to Discord. And then at some point at Discord, we're all gonna be hanging out. I'm gonna say the last line of the show.
I don't even remember the last line. There is a last line. There is. I don't know. There may not be. I think it's just. Oh, never mind. I'm not going to spoil it. But Harv, I'm sorry. I had to eat dinner. Your girl is pulling an all-nighter.
Well,
is what she said.
I mean, I don't think that's English for the last one. As a guy, as a guy that has English as a second language, I don't feel like that's English for that third one. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that was definitely not English. On that note, Harv, in English, do you want to tell us where we can find you on the internet?
You can find me at Beard of the Hair pretty much everywhere. I put out a video on the finals like 3 days ago, and it seems like I don't know if that like I know my videos aren't like the indicator and stuff like that because I'm very small still, but like damn, that game's not gonna hit, guys. I don't think it's gonna hit. Sad.
Yeah. It sucks, but
yeah,
it's a saturated market, man.
I know that's the thing. It's a saturated market, and it's hard to get into it. It's really hard to get into this market unless you're Fortnite, Call of Duty, unless you got the box, right? Unless you got the money.
And this is Ubisoft, right?
No, it's a brand new company called Embark
Oh, brand new
Studios.
company. Oh,
Yeah.
even worse. Because I thought this is the Ubisoft shooter.
No, that was
It's coming out.
Hyperscape back in the day.
Oh, no, there's another one coming out. It's like a Call of Duty clone from Ubisoft.
Oh,
But I don't remember the name of it.
I have no idea. But
I don't even know if it even came out.
yeah. But other than that, yeah, you can find me there on Twitch, YouTube, that kind of type thing. And then I have a weekly news show, which should come out tomorrow.
Nice.
Tomorrow,
nice.
Sunday.
Nice. Sly, where can the internet find you?
Well, last week I said you can't, which is a bold-faced lie. However, Fee then went on to let everybody know where they could find me, and so from now on, I just need Fee to do my outros. But since she's not here this week, I guess I'll do it for you. You can find me every Thursday on Thirsty Thursday, chatting all things 911 and 911 Lone Star. You can find me Fridays here on Pip. You can find me Saturdays at We'll Throw the After Party at After Party SHO on socials. And you can find me every other Wednesday right here on the Point in Progress channel, dropping MC University, my journey through all of the non-MCU Marvel movies, which were very quickly coming up on a wrap on season 2, which will be the end of the show for the foreseeable future. But the next episode we have features often guest and frequent commenter Carlos Rodriguez, and it's a great time. So definitely check that out.
Shout out to Carlos. Nerdaday at Nerdaday Twitter at I think Nerdaday as well for YouTube as well.
Hell yeah.
I guess I'll do the outro for our two co-hosts because they're not here today. Shout out to Aaron Yeager. You can find him on Attack on Titan. They just dropped a new season for that. He's also in Fortnite, from what I was told. I don't.
He will
follow
be.
The Fortnites.
He
will be. Okay, so he's not in Fortnite
in 3
yet.
weeks. Yeah, he's part of the battle
So-
pass. So like he's in the battle pass in like 3 weeks.
Aaron, do you have anything to say about your time in Fortnite?
One day they'll
Alright.
release my show on Funimation or whatever they do.
There'll be a tame version on Funimation.
Mother!
For kids TV version of AOT. But also you can find the person he replaced today, our friend Fee at Zeranix Twitter at her Twitter, and Zeranix basically everywhere, I believe, right? I don't think she's changed her name anywhere else. So nope, it's already on there. Bam. Cool. She Fee is in the chat right now. She said "Disfligus again, that is in English. Can you please type in perfect English so I can read it back? Thank you very much. You can find
So English only chat, please.
English only, please. You can find
Old words for two co-hosts. The English is not their part.
Yeah.
You can find this green-haired fellow over here in a FEMA camp in Dickeyville, where he is I guess is training to kidnap other people and put them in camps themselves. And yeah, you can find him at that Rivera, where he does video game stuff, and basically everywhere else. That's basically the socials everywhere else, I also believe as well. And then finally, you can find me at Twitter at TheFrankGV, where I talk about video games and talk shit about them. My name on there right now is Darn Tootin'. I'm waiting for Fee to give me my photo that she used in our thumbnail last week with my cowboy hat on, so I can change that photo. But right now, it's going to be Marty Robbins. So if you see a man named Darn Tootin' named Marty Robbins, it's me.
We love a brand inconsistency.
I love brand inconsistencies. Next week we will be. I don't know actually what our next. Our next episode is definitely not going to be episode 69 because we are saving that for a very special occasion. So catch us next week.
Have a special guest.
We do have a special
I will
guest
not be
next
here.
week.
I will be at a wedding.
I don't know if it's already announced yet. He already told me he's cool with being on it. Let me just double check something real quick because I'm looking at my DMs right now just to make sure I told him that date. Yes, I did. So next week we should have a friend of the podcast on. His name is Charisma Braden. His actual name is friend of ours on the podcast. Me and Harv have played video games with him. I think Fee has as well. I don't. Does Mario play video? Harv was with us. We played some games with him, right?
Yeah, he knows him. Yeah.
He wore a shirt. one week on the podcast. We thought, hey, it'd be cool to have him on. So he already said he was going to show up. So he's coming on next week. More likely, we'll call the episode like episode 68.5 or something like that. We'll come up with something crazy.
0.25.
0.2. Yeah. Maybe we'll take the Attack on Titan naming.
0.3.
we'll adopt some Attack on Titan naming until we can figure out what we want to do with episode 68.
Oh, we should 100% do Attack on Titan, how they do this shit. Oh my god.
68 episode 68 chapter 1
No,
or chapter 2.
Exactly.
Chapter 2, part 1.
Oh my god. Yes.
He's like, I quit.
Yes.
And on that note, my friends, I'll see you next week. Here's a Coca-Cola. Progress has been made. Fuck you and your Pepsi.
Oh wait, what do I have to? I have a Spindrift, real squeezed lemon.
Damn.
Oh, before we go, I do want to say one last thing. I know we just ended that joke there. We got some very horrible news today. I just wanted to mention it. Our boy Lance Reddick, he's been a fan favorite of mine. Mario knows we joke around about Lance Reddick a lot. I like him. I like his skits and stuff like that. He's a funny guy. Unfortunately, he has passed away today at the age of 60 due to natural causes. My condolences to the family, to everybody who not grew up, but technically just like was a fan of Lance Reddick. Destiny is never going to be the same. He was our Commander Zavala. John Wick is never going to be the same. The man held a very special heart in a lot of pieces of our media, and even just in the movies, like The Wire, dude. Come on, he was fucking amazing in The Wire.
The Wire, Fringe. Yeah.
Yeah. It sucks.
Also, Percy Jackson.
And Percy Jackson, he's going to be our Zeus. Zeus, right? I want to say, yeah, Zeus. So, well, I guess that's the last time we'll see him on the big screen, and things will never be the same.
I don't
John
know if
Wick.
he's filmed yet.
Oh, wait, no, I thought they already finished filming for Percy.
Did they finish? Oh, I
think
hope so. I hope so.
I think they already finished for filming for Percy. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. Percy Jackson fans, I'm one of you too, but I will fucking fight you if you try to fight me. But yeah.
On that note,
All right. Bye, guys.
Later, guys.
bye.
All right. All right, chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a short
Appreciate
one
it.
today, but there's only 3 of us, so
Yeah.
I try to get it exactly at 90 minutes. I'm 2 minutes off, but I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Try to get it at a cool,
Fam.
crisp 2 hours.
Yeah.
Or
We
not 2 hours,
love a
hour
tight
and a half.
90.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope you like the podcast because I'm
Everything is
done.
better as a tight 90.
If you know these jokes are gonna come because these guys did it to themselves. Okay.
Fee is gonna. Oh, actually, is Fee on the podcast next week? Fee, are you on the podcast next week? Are you in the chat still?
Pretty sure
Are you on
she
the podcast
is.
next week. I'm pretty sure she is too, but I just want to double check.
I'm hosting next week because I can make this joke then.
Oh hell yeah!
So
If he's on the podcast next week, we're screwed. But yeah.
All right, guys.
By the way,
Hello.
I think I can divulge this. You are on the podcast. Hell yeah!
I am. I sure
Oh
am.
my god. What?
I can
did you
already
just-
hear. I can hear you seething on the other end of that microphone, just ready to strangle Harv.
Oh no, I would never discuss any sort of premeditative ideals of what how I
live
feel
on air.
live on
Live on
air.
air.
She's my pen badge apparently.
Allegedly, I'm already getting a call.
I'm gonna be in a
for
fucking glass box.
I'm already getting a call from FIBA HQ from Fee saying, "Hey, this is actually HR." They were like,
Oh my
"Yeah, we
God.
got to get rid of that Harv guy."
I just want to say it was so fucking funny because earlier Lucas and I were talking about our the video game that we're working on, and I looked down on my phone and I'm like, apparently I got kidnapped by Penn Badgley, and Lucas whips his head around and he's like, what the fuck?
You're welcome.
Yeah, I thought it'd be hilarious if you got kidnapped by the U guy, but I didn't know his name, so they put it.
Yeah. I mean, yes.
Well,
that's the
fuck, You know
actor.
what I also did this week that I totally did not talk about?
What?
What's
I
up?
watched Gossip Girl.
Oh
Which
fuck!
is
I
why
forgot
we
about
made
Gossip
the
Girls.
Bed
You
Bedsley
mean
joke.
okay? Are
Damn
we
it.
talking about the actual good Gossip Girl? Or are we talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Put a pin.
No,
Oh,
okay.
actually, you're not on the podcast next week. Put a pin in the Gossip Girl stuff. We'll come back to it because I'm
Oh my
sure you
God.
and Mario could talk about
I
that for
hate
hours.
to
And
do this
Fee.
to you, but if you want to hear my thoughts on Gossip Girl, check out We'll Throw
Frank,
the After Party
Frank.
literally
True.
tomorrow.
I
Yep,
watched Gossip Girl weekly. I watched
know.
it when it came out. It came out. I remember.
He's
it
a
well.
Gossip Girl fan,
my
just like she's
love.
an not an NCAA, March Madness fan.
What?
You said you were a
Wow,
March
yeah,
Madness fan
wow,
earlier.
wow. Next,
Oh my
next
god!
year.
Oh my
So
god! I
my
also want to
God.
say. I just want to also say. Once again, I was having a conversation with Lucas, and I'm like, "What are your thoughts on March Madness?" And he's like, "You mean the NCAA March Madness?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
I like her. Yeah,
Why did you
wasn't
say it
even
that?
like it wasn't even confident when she said,
And
like,
then I
yeah.
was just like, I was trying to figure out like what that meant, and then like on top of that, he's just like, I could give zero shits about the NCAA March Madness, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, well, I told Harv you like FIFA, like you like FIFA, and he's like, yeah, I do like soccer.
Oh my god. Football, okay? Football.
Oh my god, yeah, he likes
Football.
He likes football.
Fucking
Oh my god.
what was I gonna say before you go?
Shout out to cricket.
I don't remember.
Have I played cricket?
I said shout out to cricket.
Oh, cricket's a great sport.
Like the prepaid phone company?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to Cricket,
Oh
the
my God.
prepaid phone company.
Also, I'm
Did it-
totally. Oh,
Who's
continue.
Who's the famous actor who's affiliated with the prepaid phone?
You're thinking of Ryan Reynolds from Mint Mobile.
Thank you.
There you go.
Oh, wrong
Mint
company.
Mobile.
I thought it was thinking
Which
of
Mint Mobile sold for $1 billion.
Yeah.
To who?
Jesus, fuck.
AT&T, T-Mobile. Yeah, one of the
T-Mobile.
big.
T-Mobile. Oh, interesting. Okay, T-Mobile's
Very
getting more
different.
towers.
It's
I
very
I work in the
different.
phone business. If anybody doesn't even know that, so this
Yeah.
information I actually should know.
Also,
Many
continue.
people here do.
yeah.
Funny enough, right?
Very funny enough. Yeah, I know.
Interesting.
Also, shout out to a streamer named CDogVA. He's currently raising money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Has already raised almost $30,000. And he started streaming 4 hours ago. And he's
Nice. Can you put the link in the chat?
Yeah, he's biking across Japan with another content creator abroad in Japan. And their gremlin, their basket gremlin, Iron Mouse, who's a VTuber who has an entire her channel. She currently has his stream up, and she has like an art version of herself sitting in a basket. It's very cute. Would highly recommend. It's very chaotic. So that's the actual donations. And then this is if you want to watch the gremlin, who is Iron Mouse. Yeah. Connor is just like live streaming across Japan, and he has this setup where he has a camera on his head and then a camera on his chest, I think, and then he also has like a massive battery pack on his back, and that's how he rides around Japan. So it's pretty cool. I think last time he did it, he got over 150.
I think I remember this then. I think I remember this guy then because he did this before, right?
Yeah,
He'll get more this year for sure.
Oh, 100%, because he literally just won best charitable stream at the Stream Awards, and then Iron Mouse won best VTuber.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. I want to bike around Japan. That sounds cool as shit.
Yeah, they're doing 100 kilometers a day.
They don't know that. They don't know that metric fee.
Oh my god. Okay. 100 kilometers, 2 miles. They're biking 62.1 miles a day.
There you go.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we could talk about this off podcast because I was looking at the. Did you hear Harv probably know what I'm talking about? You hear about the Linus Tech Tip news last week? When you fucking said okay, cool. Cool. I'm glad everybody. Okay, good. I'm not the only one.
What happened?
Okay, there's going to be some choice wordage here, so if anybody is offended by the phrase hard R, please understand that Linus did not mean what he said. But basically, just to kind of paraphrase what happened, he was on the podcast on his podcast WAN show last week, and he said it's wild how like things back in like the early 2000s would drop certain words, and he said it was wild how like shows would just drop the hard R. And he was, and then Luke was like, "Wait, what the fuck? What do you mean?" And then he was just like, "Yeah, dude, shows used to drop the hard R. I mean, I used to drop the hard R, but like," and then people were like,
Okay.
I was just like,
Dude,
wait,
like-
what?
Something
Yes.
to admit to.
"Yes."
That's a choice.
Luke, being the absolute Giga Chad brother he is, looked at him and said, "You want to clarify what you mean by the hard R?" And he's like, "Oh, like, you know, learning disability hard R." And he's just like, "Bro, people don't use that phrase for that word like that."
Yeah.
And, and he's like, "What do they use it for?" And he obviously told him, and he's like, "Oh no, I don't mean like that. No,
No, I didn't mean I didn't mean that. No.
Which is very much understandable. The reason I bring it
Oh
up is
my
because I'm
God,
looking at
so
YouTube
funny.
right now, and their thumbnail for the new episode of the WAN show is literally Luke holding his hand over his mouth, and the title of the podcast is "I am hard redacted."
Oh my god. I like I just
Oh
wanted
my
I want
God.
to talk about how I saw this. I saw it the day of because I saw it on TikTok. And
Uh-huh.
then the next day, Harv's was like, "Fee, have you seen this Tech Tips like clip?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I've seen it." And then not 4 hours later, Lucas asks me if I've seen it. And I'm like, "Yeah, I have." It's really funny because Harv asked me if I saw it too. I've definitely seen it. And now you're asking me, and I'm like, who else is gonna ask me if I've seen this?
Would you look at that?
I mean, you guys are
Hey,
coming.
Fee? Have you seen this?
I mean, to be fair, you are coming to Vancouver to go to one of his conventions. So
That is true. Yeah.
Are you going to LTX?
That's the plan, yeah. In
Ooh,
the summer,
cool.
dude. If you want to
Nice.
go.
You wanna
Probably
pop
can't.
down couple hours
'cause
south.
I wish, because like I would go maybe next year for sure, because I actually I eventually want to go to that like
You're
LAN party. They have a
closer
LAN
to
party.
Vancouver than I am.
Yeah, I
What are
know,
you
but
talking about?
I got
I'm
I don't have
in
enough.
Vancouver.
I don't have
End
time,
of
man.
July. End of July. You literally
Yes,
can
but
book time off.
it's not time in general. It is I don't have enough vacation time for it
Oh my god.
because I'm going to TwitchCon instead this year.
Oh my god, y'all.
Why?
Because friends of mine want to go, and as much as I don't really give a shit about the
Fair enough.
Twitch part of it, I do want to go to Vegas, and I know Harv's going to be there. Maybe
I'll
I
be
might
in
be able to meet
Vegas.
Harv.
I'll be in Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh
we get to meet Harv. We get to hang out. I get a drink with
Or you-
Harv finally.
Wow.
I'll buy you a beer, Harv, when I see you.
How come Harv and I haven't tried to hang out? We're like a couple hours from each other.
Correct.
Because there's a border.
There's
What
there's
of
a border-
what
there's
of
border
what?
patrol.
I have a passport, so I can go. I don't know if you have a passport, Sly.
I can drive.
Oh, yeah.
I have an EDL.
Yeah, if you have one of the
But I
cars.
can't fly. I can drive up. I can drive up to you. We can
Yeah.
hang out.
Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
Get a beer.
You
Get
know?
some.
I
what's
have
Vancouver
I have
famous for?
three I have three
Poutine?
trips planned this year. I have LA in the end of May. I have Vegas in October, and then I have Japan in September. I want to say. So I'm very
We'll
very
finally get
excited.
Japan trip next year.
Yeah.
I drew a spider. Sorry. I'm just very
What?
Let's do a point in progress. Let's all go to Japan next year. Point in progress Japan trip.
He's doing something with spiders on her monitor. I don't know.
I'm doing graphics, guys, and I finally finished this fucking spider, and I hate it. I hate it. I don't want to
Nice.
look at it. I'm really angry, but it looks good, but I hate it. You know?
I do love
Yeah,
that we were
I
like
do
tight
know.
90, but we're already going over like
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because I hopped in here. It's my fault. I
Yeah.
get
the
it.
unhinged
It's also
podcast.
fault.
No,
How
I love
fucking
it.
dare you?
I love it, Fee. Good work. You brought the podcast back.
Well, you know what? Someone decided to shit on my favorite anime for a good.
That's
solid
true.
Oh, I'll be
90
doing it a
Attack on
lot.
Titan-
I'll be doing it a lot next week.
Attack on Titan's solid, bro.
God.
So next episode, catch us with our good friend Charisma. He actually sent me a message. He's like, "Is swearing okay on the podcast?" And I told him 150% is okay.
Fuck no.
I mean,
Fuck.
fucking Frank swore the first 15 seconds of the podcast.
Yeah, it was funny. I didn't even write that in the script. It just came off my tongue, man.
Oh my god.
Oh my
It just
God.
came from your soul.
Yeah.
I'm so offended. I'm so offended.
Luckily
How
we don't
fucking
monetize
dare
these
you.
anyway. I'm pretty sure we don't. But on that note, guys, I got
Yeah.
nothing left to say. Here's,
Thank you guys so much for
here's-
chat. Thank you guys, chat, for
to-
hanging out tonight. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. We'll be back again next week with I think 4 of us. It's slides out for some real life stuff, so wedding, and then I think Mario will be here, Fiona will be here as well, and then Charisma's gonna be here too. So we're gonna have a full stack on Friday next week.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever you guys are, hope you guys have a fantastic day, fantastic